and welcome to Gardening and Canning in the City. Today we are going to do some canning for the holidays. It's going to be apple pie filling. Oh, what's better than apple pie filling for Thanksgiving and Christmas? So we're going to get started doing that. I'm going to use some clear gel. This is what you use to make sure that it is nice and thick. You do not want to can with flour. Flour will not work, it will separate. Using clear gel will keep it nice and thick and it won't separate in your jars. So that is the way to go. You can adjust your spices if you would like, either more cinnamon, less cinnamon, or add different spices if you want to, depending on how you like your apple pie. The one thing that you cannot adjust is the lemon juice. The lemon juice is essential to make sure that it's safe for water bath canning. So the recipe I'm using today is in the Amish Canning Cookbook. This is a great book. If you do a lot of canning, you will really love this book. It is on page 136 of the book. You can tell I use my book a lot, but it is on page 136, and it is a great recipe, and it's nice to have this on the shelf because I hate peeling apples. To tell you the truth, I can't stand it. I hate it. I will not make apple pie because I don't like standing there peeling apples. But if I do it all at once and I have them all canned up in a jar, it's a lot easier because it's all done. All you got to do is open a jar, throw it in a pie shell, and cook it. How much easier can it get? So let's get started and we'll can up some apple pie filling. Come on with me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. We got a lot more videos coming up. Okay, let's go. For today's apple pie filling recipe, we're going to need 6 quarts of apples. I found these at Costco. They're already sliced. They need to be peeled, but they're a 3-pound bag, and they're approximately 2 quarts per bag because they're already sliced and cored. So I'm going to go ahead and use these because, I mean, it takes a step out for me. So I'm going to take a peel off and I'm going to dunk them in a mixture of lemon juice and water to keep them from browning, and then we'll go to the next step. Alright, I got all the apples peeled. It took me about 30-45 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. But now what I have them doing is I have them soaking in 3/4 cup of lemon juice per gallon of water. You can also use citric acid, also known as fruit fresh, and you would use 1 teaspoon to a gallon of water. And this keeps the apples from browning. So they're all treated. I'm going to drain this and rinse them off, and then I'm going to prepare them to be blanched. You have to blanch them in boiling water in small batches for 1 minute. So that's what we're going to do next. Alright, so I'm almost done blanching the last of the apples. They go in boiling water for 1 minute in small batches. So it just takes a few at a time while you stop the boiling. So you're just going to let them blanch for 1 minute and pull it out and stick them in a pot and cover the pot to keep them warm so you're ready to go. That's how you do that. I've already got my jars over here. They're all sterilized and ready to go. So we'll be putting it together here real soon. Our apples are blanched. I'm going to cover them up so they're all ready and waiting for us. Here I have, you use 5 cups of apple juice and 2.5 cups of water, or you can use 7.5 cups of juice for this recipe. In the pot, I have 5.5 cups of sugar and 1.5 cups of clear gel, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. The nutmeg is optional. And then I mixed all that up so it wouldn't clump. And then I'm just going to add all the apple juice in here. And we are going to bring this up to heat until it starts boiling. And once it starts boiling, I'm going to put in 3/4 cups of lemon juice and boil it for 1 minute. So I'm going to get this taken care of. Alright, I'm mixing everything up. Make sure before you turn on the heat on this, you're going to want to make sure everything is mixed really well and that there's no clumps. Because if you turn it on while there's still clumps, it will just be one, like, you know, clumpy gravy. That's what it's going to look like. So that clear dough will clump. That's why you want to make sure it's mixed in really good with your sugar. And then make sure that you get everything all dissolved here before you turn the heat on. And then once everything's all dissolved and you got all the clumps out of here and everything's all well mixed, go ahead and turn on the heat, and you have to stir this constantly the whole time while it comes up to a boil. Alright. So pull that out. And go ahead and stir this up. And I'll bring this up to a boil and then I'll bring you back. Well, it's starting to thicken up a little bit. You can see little jellied sections that are coming off the bottom of the pan. It does gel really quick, so you want to make sure you're stirring this constantly from the time you turn on the heat until the time it boils, because it will go really quick. So I'm gonna let this come to a boil and boil it for 1 minute. It's probably just gonna be a couple more minutes here and it'll be boiling away. Alright, it's come to a boil, so I've set the timer for 1 minute. I'm going to add the lemon juice to it. It's 3/4 cup of bottled lemon juice. I'm going to stir all this up. It smells really good. It smells sort of like apple cider, like hot apple cider. It's so nice having this on the shelf because then I don't have to sit there and spend an hour peeling apples when I want to make an apple pie. I hate peeling apples. It's probably the worst thing when it comes to making an apple pie. I hate peeling all those apples. So it's going to be really nice. Oh wow, look at this, coming to like a caramel. It's really nice and thick and rich looking. So we got a few more seconds here. And then this will be all ready to go to add the apples that are already been blanched and ready to go. Wow, it's nice and thick. And there's the timer. Alright, I'm going to turn this off. And then add the apples. Stubborn ones that don't want to go in there. There we go. Mix all that sauce in with our apples. And then we can jar it all up. And then I can make an apple pie in minutes this holiday season, and I won't have to worry about sitting there spending hours making an apple pie, because it's gonna come together really quick. Just open up a jar, throw it in a pie pan, and voila. Bake it, and I'll have an apple pie. Alright, it's all mixed up. Let's start putting it in the jars. Alright, let's get this all jarred up. I'm gonna put these in here and leave. It says a 1-inch headspace, but this stuff really expands, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more than a 1-inch headspace because I do not want it to overflow. So, put these in here. Down a little bit more. You're going to want to debubble. This will make an 8-inch pie. So if you want a bigger pie and you want it nice and big and healthy, you can always use 2 jars. But this will make a nice little 8-inch pie, so if you're going to a potluck or something, it'll work for you for an 8-inch pie. Let me take that last one out of there. All right. And so make sure I got all my bubbles out. And you can see right there my 1-inch headspace. I brought it about a 1/4 inch lower, so it has a little bit more room when it's processing, because this stuff expands and I don't want it to come out the top of my jars. That might cause a lid failure. So I'll put this on and put on my ring and lift the jar into the canner. I guess I should show you what it looks like. There you go. Doesn't that look pretty? Oh, that's a beautiful apple pie. All right. So let me do another one for you. Oh, the smells incredible. I love the smell of apple pie in the house. It smells so good. I just hate making it. I hate slicing all those apples. I really do. So this comes in really handy whenever I want to make an apple pie, or I can make little individual pies for the kids. Now that the kids are homeschooling, this works really good to make a little snack for them really quick and not have to sit there and slave in the kitchen to peel a bunch of apples to make little apple pies. There we go. All right. Let me put one more apple in there. I don't want it too low. There we go. Wipe my rim. Put on my lid. And tighten my ring down, fingertip tight. You don't want to crank it down. You want the air to be able to escape while it's processing. All right, I'll finish jarring these up and I'll bring you back. Yep, all 7 jars are all jarred up in the canner. I'm going to bring this to a boil and process it. So once it comes up to a boil, our processing times are 25 minutes for 0 to 1,000 feet, 30 minutes at 1,000 to 3,000 feet, and 35 minutes at over 3,000 feet. So I'm at about just over 2,000 feet, so I'm going to do this for 30 minutes. So once it is ready, I'll pull this out and you can take a look at what it looks like when it's all done. All right, our pie filling is done processing. It processed for 35 minutes. I let it sit for 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling these out of the canner. You can see what it looks like. And they look amazing. Look at that. Oh, I cannot wait to try this pie filling. All right. Look at that. Aren't those beautiful? That is going to make a beautiful pie. So this is going to be for an 8-inch pie. And when you go to bake it, you're going to put it in a pie shell. You're going to set the oven for 425 and you're going to cook it for 20 to 25 minutes. And you will have a beautiful apple pie. That easy. So I hope you enjoyed today's edition of canning. This apple pie is going to be really nice and easy when the holidays come along, just to throw a pie together if you have to go to a potluck or you just want to enjoy an apple pie. I use this all winter long. If you would like to see more videos like these, please like, subscribe, and share to my channel. And we'll get you a lot more videos coming. The holidays are coming, so we're going to be making a lot more holiday type canning and cooking, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And in the wintertime, I do a lot of meat in the pressure canner. So stay tuned and please subscribe so you can make sure you don't miss any videos. Next up, apple butter. Yum. Stay tuned.